The Minnesota Vikings have made their choice at 24th overall, and they believe it's going to be an impactful player for a long time. Let's talk about it. Minnesota Vikings have made their choice at 24th overall, taking Ohio State offensive lineman Donovan Jackson. Now, it's really interesting because when Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah had his pre-draft press conference, the whole idea was they wanted an impactful player for right now. And who that impactful player was going to be really felt like it was going to be at a position you couldn't get in free agency. A star defensive tackle, an edge rusher, guys you normally don't see hit the market. Well, the defensive tackles dried up as Derek Harmon was the last one off the board at 21st overall to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is likely going to be that Cam Hayward replacement, and he can be impactful from day one in multiple ways for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But with those guys gone, what were they going to do? And it felt like offensive line was their actual destination from day one based on the comments that we heard after the pick was made. They believe that Donovan Jackson's a guy and that he is going to elevate that room from day one. Now, at Ohio State, he was a dominant left guard who actually kicked out and played left tackle in a pinch after Josh Simmons went down with a torn patella injury. Now, that insanity run actually had people thinking, hey, maybe this guy can play tackle. And if this guy can play tackle, how high can you take him? And it was a really interesting dichotomy when we were having those discussions during the lead up to the draft. But the Vikings wanted to improve the interior, and they did a great job of it over the course of the free agency. Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, and now Donovan Jackson. I really didn't think they were going to replace all three guys on the interior this offseason. They proved me wrong, and they did. And you still have to worry about center long term, but if Kelly can stay healthy for 2 years, you have a mauling center for 2 years, and you feel really good about that. Now, is Donovan Jackson worth it? Let's take a look at Reef Hassan's consensus board, where Donovan Jackson was 36th overall, and 36 feels like a little bit of a reach, but let's also be real. This draft from 12 to 50, in that range, it's hard to know who's actually going to be a guy because those guys are very samey. They're very similar. So maybe the Minnesota Vikings got themselves a steal. Either way, they have a mauler next to Christian Darrisaw, and they're going to move mountains for the Minnesota Vikings this next year. I'm Tyler Forness with ADZ Sports. Skol Vikings.